striking, but for jiu-jitsu, it's a better mouthpiece.
I remember it was a pain in the ass, though. Some nights you're just like, oh, I don't want to wear these, or you change your trays, and it's like, fuck.
With your career and just social media and all this stuff just blowing up, it's just so weird how everything worked out. It's just like a lot of luck, but a lot of being prepared for the luck.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's almost like fate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you wanted to really believe in fate, if you look at the story that you guys have, it's kind of
fucking weird.
Kind of seems like it's fate.
I know,
It's hard to say because, like, then what about people that don't make it? Is that fate too? Or is it like, could they have made it if they were more disciplined and more driven and more this, more that? And they found the right coaches and they got to the right gym. And could they have? I don't know.
A lot of people just don't make the decisions and don't do what you need to do. And a lot of that is necessarily just like, isn't hard stuff, but it's like, I'm going to go home, I'm going to ice bath, I'm going to sauna, I'm going to stretch, and I'm going to go to bed instead of going out with the boys. And I'm going to do that for fucking 9 years until I'm world champ. Like, that was a lot of it. I know a lot of guys are so fucking good, but it's Friday. I'm going to go out, hang out, drink, stay up late. Coming up, we didn't do that ever. Like, right now, obviously, coming off the fight, I've been traveling a lot over the weekends. But for the most part, even still, like, once we get back to routine, it's like, just doing those little things, stretching, taking care of your body, eating clean, and just fucking preparing for the next day, preparing for the next training sessions for years of consistency.
That's what it's all about. It's all about having a goal and building towards that goal and doing everything that you can to be as great as you can be.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you've done it, you've also laid a foundation and a groundwork. You've led these young fighters, like who see what you've done, and they can see that there's like a path.
Yeah.
And that like I'm gonna emulate this guy's focus, this guy's discipline, this guy's belief in himself, and and that is what inspires so many other people to do it. I remember being a kid watching the training sessions of Mike Tyson with Customato, and just thinking like, wow, what an amazing convergence of these two human beings. About it comes together. This guy's fully disciplined, fully focused, and then when he wins the world title at 20 years old, you see him standing there inside the ring after he knocked out Trevor Berbick, and you're like, holy shit, he did it. He fucking did it. He did everything he had to do. He fucking went full bore with talent and drive and genetics and coaching and all the boxes checked. Everything checked, and look what you get.
He did it.
Look what you get.
Yeah.
And how many people did that guy inspire? He certainly inspired me. He certainly inspired thousands, millions of other guys to do things.
Especially Sean being like a skinnier kid. Like, inspired a lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah.
No, I think too. It's like I think.
I'm gonna piss too. Let's pause. We'll pause. We'll come to piss. And we're back.
You
want one of these kill clips?
I'm good for now. I'm good, thank you. Whew. I'm still geeking off this caffeine a little bit right here.
Let's fucking go.
Dude, literally, I mean, the art of podcasting is a crazy fucking thing. When you have 3 5-hour conversations, it's so next level.
Yeah. I sometimes have 5 a week.
Holy
fuck. Some weeks I have them every day.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's fucking impressive.
And it's like one day I'll be talking to Eddie Bravo, and we'll just be fucking around talking shit. And the next day I'll be talking to some super scientist.
Yeah, that's wild. Balance.
Mathematicians and geniuses and psychologists. It's weird.
Do you usually think it at like 2 weeks ahead or a week ahead, or is it just coming and you message them, or how does that go?
It's pretty far in advance most of the time that it's booked, and it's all booked on my interests. So it's 100% on what I'm interested in. It's like all I do is look at the potentials, like sometimes I reach out to people. Like I reached out to this guy yesterday who wrote this book on the American West. And I reached out to him because I'd heard him on another podcast, and I got his book. And sometimes it's just they'll send the email in, and it goes through my guy, and it gets filtered back to me, and he sends the ones that are relevant, and I look at those, and I'm like, And I just look what interests me. This one, no, boring. What's he doing? Okay. And then I'll go see if I can find a YouTube video of them talking. Because I've had writers on before, and they can't talk, and that's kind of a bummer. Like, maybe they talk the way they write. So they go, well, and I think, and you're like, oh no, this one sucks. I should have listened to this guy talk first.
Yeah.
Sometimes the ideas are great, but the people aren't compelling.
Yeah.
Do you ever have a smoke and then read a book?
Oh yeah, sure.
That's
Yeah,
I like doing
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I like doing that. I like books in the sauna. It's my favorite.
Like audios.
Oh.
Yeah, audiobooks.
You're just
yeah.
sweating all over your pages.
Yeah, audiobooks in the sauna are my favorite way to consume them. Because, you're going to be in that sauna anyway. I've been listening to Marcus Aurelius' meditations in the sauna recently. That's amazing. You listen to this dude that lived 2,000 fucking years ago, and he's just spitting knowledge.
I like Ryan Holiday. Like how he kind of
Yeah.
breaks down what he says. The Daily Stoics, the 365 days. I've had that book for like 4 years, and I still religiously, especially in camp for like 12 weeks out, read every morning, and just like it's good.
Yeah, it's
good
great
shit.
stuff. Ryan Holiday is awesome.
Yeah.
It's so cool when there's people that like highlight stuff like that and really put it out there and just get so many people interested in those ideas. But Marcus Aurelius is like listening to his stuff. I was always like, oh, this guy is so interesting. Like, God, imagine being like this conqueror, this guy who's like running Rome or running Greece, and you think like this.
Yeah,
Like,
that's wild shit.
How does he think like that? Like, why is his mind like? Aurelius is a Roman emperor, right?
I wonder if I wonder if
How-
it'd be good for like stoicism to be taught in schools at what age or something.
Probably.
Sure. Teaching you how to think is one of the main things that's missing from school.
That's
Like
crazy.
teaching you how to manage your mind. Because how many times like can someone say one thing to you, and that thing kind of resets the way you look at stuff? Like, oh yeah, now I'll apply this, and you can apply it in real world. It's like a tool that you can use. You could try to twist something with your fingers, but if you have a wrench, you're like, oh yeah, this is way better. And sometimes ideas are like a tool, and you can just apply them at various times in your life. And if you can hear about them from someone who's already figured that out, that's a giant step in the learning curve that you get to jump.
Yeah, I mean, like even if it was Naval, some of his stuff is so
Naval's
fucking good,
fun to
dude.
listen to. His Twitter's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Naval's good.
How did you decide what school your kids are gonna go to?
There's good schools out here. We're lucky.
Word of mouth.
California is much more problematic right now for schools, because one of the things that was happening to me in my school where my kids used to go is they hired some person to teach them that they have to be anti-racists. And it's not good enough to not be racist. And I was like, what?
the fuck?
I'm like, my kids aren't racist at all. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you putting that in their head? That they have to be anti-racist and call out racism? And, like, they were trying to make kids activists. I'm like, hey, they're 5.
That's crazy.
Like, they don't even care. They want friends. They don't give a fuck what their friends look like. They're trying to have a good time. They're 5. They're just playing. Like, you're pumping in, you're indoctrinating them into this woke, guilt-free or guilt-ridden ideology that you're carrying around with you, and you feel like you have an obligation to impose this on children. Our goals should have always been what the goals were that the liberals had in like the 60s and the 70s, which is a colorblind society. The Martin Luther King notion that we should treat people by the content of their character, not the color of their skin, but across the board. And the problem is there's inequities in communities. There's inequities in how people grow up and where they come from, and some people are in places that have no hope, and none of that gets addressed. None of that gets fixed. None of that gets worked on. Instead, you just try to make kids feel guilty.
Yeah.
I didn't like the woke shit. I didn't like that they were, trying to ask kids their pronouns. And
How did you find out that you were doing that?
we got an email. It was an email like from
Anti-racist email.
Yeah, it was like right around the George Floyd time. I was like, oh my god. Damn. Because some people, what happens is they'll there's a social movement, and they hop on that social movement to enhance their own career, and they use it to optimize their own. And they, it's this thing that it's what you would call a race hustler. There's people that do stuff like that, or it cannot be that. It could be any kind of social issue. You want that social issue to be a bigger deal than it is. You're attached to that. It could be climate change. It could be whatever the fuck it is. It could be you see Sean Penn doing all these interviews about the war in Ukraine. Like, what is actually going on there? Well, part of it is you're attaching yourself to something that makes you look virtuous. And it also enhances your career. So it's like a thing you're doing. It's very rare that when people are like proselytizing and out there trying to indoctrinate people into certain ideas. It's very rare they're doing it just for true altruism. Like they think that those ideas are just immensely beneficial. They're also doing it to boost themselves up. And it becomes an economy of people that boost themselves up by highlighting valid issues in the world, but doing so in a way where they become the moral compass and the person who gets to dictate how people behave and think and talk.
They build their little niche.
It's just control, man. People love to fucking control people. And if they can control people because there's some guilt thing and a horrible social issue like the George Floyd thing, where everybody's kind of on board, like, oh my God, they killed that guy. This is horrible. Watching that, what kind of police brutality and racism and all these different things. And then someone says, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to ride this fucking wave, and I'm going to get a job in schools, and I'm going to start indoctrinating people. They wound up firing that person. That person was going ham.
Damn.
And,
Fuck.
but, you know, the whole school was like, it shifted. It shifted with the social tide. And I was like, you're not supposed to be doing that to kids. You're supposed to be teaching kids. Let's just teach them life. I don't like you, so I don't want you putting your shitty philosophy, your shitty judgmental philosophy, and indoctrinating children with it. Because I think you're a moron. You're a moron who just happens to have a job at a good school teaching kids. But I think if I sat you down in a podcast, you'd look pretty fucking stupid after a couple hours.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of these people that they don't get their ideas challenged. And
Yeah,
now
that's
they're
huge.
and they're teaching 8-year-olds. You know, like Jesus Christ.
That's fucking scary.
And not just teaching them how to read.
Yeah, and how do you know you're a boy, Billy?
Oh,
Like, oh,
God.
Jesus.
You seem pretty feminine.
Yeah, right. Did you ever pick a doll when you should have picked a truck?
Do you like pink?
Yeah.
Do you monitor your kids on like TikTok, how much they're on it and stuff?
Yeah, we monitor them. They can't have their phones at night. It's
great.
That's smart.
But I don't stop them from doing anything. I don't stop them from eating junk food. I don't stop them from playing on their computers. I don't stop them from playing with their phone. But I do emphasize the value of discipline, and they obviously see that I work hard, and my wife works hard. And we just talk to them about stuff. I think if you deny kids social media, one of the things you're going to do is you're going to kind of socially alienate them because all their friends are on social media. But then there's also this thing where kids are living in a new world. And even though you didn't grow up in that world, if you say, oh, this social media, I think they're getting an adversity that you're not going to get. And they're going to get some resilience from that adversity. But there's going to be mental health consequences, and especially for people who didn't grow up in it. And that's one of the things that they experience. Jonathan Haidt's book, The Coddling of the American Mind, is about that. And one of the things it highlights is self-harm amongst girls ramps up considerably somewhere around 2008, 2009, and it's right when Twitter and social media and Facebook and all that stuff comes out. And now they're comparing themselves to other people and comparing lives, and people are using filters and they're distorting reality, and people are, there's more instances of suicide and self-harm, and then there's bullying. There's a lot of bullying.
Well, even just being on my phone, like I don't feel like I'm comparing myself, but just picking up my phone and being on it, surfing, and then putting it down, then picking it up, surfing, just gives you this little level of anxiety.
Dude,
It's just like, fuck.
Some of the 4 and 5-year-olds, you can tell the ones that like in jiu-jitsu, the ones that their parents really monitor it compared to the ones that always just put it in front of them. And a lot of those kids that always get it, they always quit jiu-jitsu because it's too hard, or they don't want to do the warm-ups and stuff, and they sit on the side now and just go sunk, sunk, sunk.
Yeah,
That's crazy. It's so wasteful. It's so bad for you.
yeah.
It's just so dumb. And, you know, I talk about it, but then I did it the other night. The other night, I was going to go to bed. It was 10:30, and I said, I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to go upstairs, rather, and just see what's going on online. And so I got online. I started watching YouTube videos.
So
and
easy.
Then I went down a rabbit hole with the UFO disclosure. and it's like 3 hours later. I'm like, what am I doing? Go to bed.
That UFO,
Smelling salts.
the Rosino or whatever, that one, the documentary. I heard you talk about it.
Virginia,
I
Brazil.
watched that.
Yeah, Moment of Contact.
It's crazy because you're just like, either these guys are such good actors, or they're a little bit crazy, or they're fucking just telling the truth.
It's so hard to know about that one cop. When they bring that one cop to the site where the crash was, and he starts crying.
Yeah, that's powerful. I was like,
That guy, I just don't believe that guy could be that good of an actor. I mean, that's a Daniel Day-Lewis performance right there. I mean, that guy was killing it. If he's really acting, like, bro, that was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you mean, but there are people that are like that are completely insane.
Yep.
That can, I mean, how many people have lied about being attacked, like, you know, Jesse Smollett style? How many people have lied about things that have happened to them when nothing happened to them? There's people that know that there's a value. There's like a social value in being a victim.
Yeah.
And so they will come up with stories about something terrible that happened to them. And then they came and they took me in their craft.
Well, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I mean, someone's
yeah.
fucking lying.
Yeah.
Like, which one of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that show, I recently watched that on Netflix, and I was like, it's so wild.
Just expert actors. Black belts.
It was crazy.
To me, the craziest one was when they knew that they were recording each other.
Yeah.
So they're having a conversation, but it's so performative. Johnny is just talking like this.
That's actually really
Very
good.
calm. And
That's really good.
very calm. He's a good dude, man.
He looks up.
Yeah, I'm text friends with him, and I was on the phone with him once when some shit was going down with him before the trials. And we had this long conversation on the phone. I was in Hawaii, and Stan helps. He said, "Hey, Johnny wants to talk to you. Can we talk?" I said, "Fuck yeah." So I'm sitting there, and I looked over at my wife. I go, "I'm about to talk to Johnny Depp.
That's crazy.
I'll be over here." So we're just lounging at the pool, drinking margaritas, and I'm on the phone with Johnny Depp.
And he's talking like that.
Yes.
Yes, Joe.
Yeah,
So
he's,
Joe.
he's a funny dude, man. He calls Elon Musk mollusk.
Mollusk.
Because Elon was banging
He was all
Amber
fucking
Heard.
playing the fucking. He
Yeah,
what? Elon was
yeah.
the.
He was apparently involved somehow or another with Amber Heard.
Damn, that's fucking sweet. He was
Yeah.
just putting babies out there left and right.
Yeah.
I'm kind of jealous of that.
How many do you want?
I mean, in this reality, maybe not as many as in my fantasy. I would love to
You're
have
only
a
28,
bunch
man.
of kids.
You're only 28.
I know, but I'm not the one that has to get pregnant and deal with all that shit. Danny is. So.
That's true.
But I'm telling her, I'm like, we could have more baby mamas, and she's not too into that idea. I would love to have a bunch of it. And just
We were
not-
talking last night about the surrogate thing, about how that
Oh,
weird it
yeah.
is that people farm off someone having their baby inside of them.
This just doesn't seem right.
It seems wild. That's what it is.
Well, I feel like there's such important connection. Those 9 months, 10 months of that baby being in there, and just
Right.
you holding your belly and you feeling it kick. There's just
How long does it take that mom to recover from that? Just like, there you go. Bye bye.
Right. Well, I told you about my neighbors. I had these,
Oh, yeah.
these friends of mine that lived down the street, this gay couple, and they hired this lady to be the surrogate. They pay her, they do the whole thing, they make sure she's got good nutrition, and at the end of the year, she's like, I'm keeping the kid. Fuck.
oh, was that lady married too?
I don't think so. I think she was single. I don't remember though, but I just remember them being heartbroken because they did eventually find another surrogate, and then now they do have a son. Now their son's older.
Damn.
I've known them for like 15, 20 years. But at that time, it was like they were like so bummed out. Like they were going to have a kid.
Was
they
it
were
their
ready for the
sperm
kid.
too,
Yeah.
or one of them?
I think they just both jizz in a cup and they fucking stir it
Nah,
up.
can you do that?
Squirt it in
Mix
there.
it up.
Yeah, so you don't know whose jizz it is.
Damn.
They
That's
used to think that
interesting.
that there was certain jizz that would kill other jizz. There was killer sperm. There was this theory
Alpha
that
sperm?
got yeah. It was a theory that people were running with and a lot of people were talking about, and then someone re-examined it and said, I don't think this is real. Like, I don't think sperm has any ability to kill other sperm. But the idea was that, like, some of your loads were like warriors, and they would go out there and try to find the other loads in there and
fuck 'em
Take
up.
'em out.
Fuck 'em up. Yeah. But, that's why your dick is shaped that way. The head of a penis is literally designed to plunge out the other sperm and pull it out. So if you think
Really?
about the shape. So the head of the penis is like this, then it's got the lip, right?
Curve.
Well, that's so it plunges in, and the lip gets all the other jizz, scoops up back there.
Because ladies back in the day were just getting
Just-
nutted in.
Yeah, well, the primate days. I mean, think about it. If a female was trying to mate, like one male would fuck her, another
Yeah.
male would fuck her. Nobody knew whose baby it was because there was no sense of paternity. It was just everybody fucked everybody, and so the penis was probably designed, evolved in that way to act like a plunger, where you're like sucking out the other dude's
Little
jizz
cum
and
sucker.
shoot in your own jizz.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean it's an evolutionary trait of the shape of the penis.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense if you look at
really
this
does.
like a shape of and it's having like a little head.
So why is this Tim's curved? No.
Yeah, right. Somebody probably riding them and broke it.
Penile fracture.
That's real. Dude,
My buddy Joe
Oh.
Riggs. It happened to my buddy Joe Riggs.
Joe Riggs, the MMA
Yeah,
fighter?
yeah.
Yeah.
We both lived with him
He
at one
broke his
point.
dick?
Yep.
Yikes.
Trying to be a hero.
Of course he did.
Pulling all the way in, pulling all the way out. But guys, you see, Mariah went to visit her parents in Utah. It's a big Mormon country, and when she was in the backwoods, there was this old guy taking pictures with like 30 young girls in their dresses. Man, get those girls on board with those moves.
Early.
The
Oh,
thing
he's
is, they get them on
brainwashed.
board when they're young. I mean, I mean, look, there's cults, but when there's when there's a religion where you know the guy who made it, like Joseph Smith was a
Yeah.
real con man. He was 14 years old when he made that stuff.
Which one's that? Is that
Mormonism.
Mormonism?
Yeah.
14.
Yeah, he said he found golden tablets that contained the lost work of Jesus, and only he could read them because he had a magic rock. And then the angels came and took the gold tablets away, he said. So when the townspeople said, "Where's the tablets?" Like, the angels came and took them away.
What if though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if?
Yeah. Who's to say?
Imagine if it was true. Yeah. So he started it, and all these years later, it's like. But one of the weird things about Mormonism is like if it is a cult, I guess it is. They are the nicest fucking cult members ever.
Yeah.
They're so nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know any Mormons.
Oh, I know a ton.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I go to Utah a lot, and I know a lot of them from there. And I know I had some neighbors that we're friends with back in LA that were Mormons. They were so nice.
And they know like it was started by that dude when he was 14 type.
Yeah,
they
they
don't look
believe in
that
it,
deep
though.
into it.
They they believe it. It's interesting. We have this one family, and they left the country for like a year for their kids, for their education, and took them to Europe. And then when they came back, they left the church. They just, not being there for a year, they came back like, this is kind of ridiculous. But she was talking about it, and she said one of the things that she recognized that it makes her very vulnerable to like charlatans and gurus and stuff like that, because she was kind of programmed to always believe the preacher and programmed to always believe the church. But she was kind of recognizing in herself that she has this flaw in the way she views the world.
That's scary.
Some of those guys are such like
Good
good
talkers.
talkers.
Yeah.
The one the Waco guy here.
Oh,
You see videos
That
of
one's
him
good.
talk.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, he
Davidians,
truly believed it.
Was that
Yeah, Branch Davidians, yeah.
the Waco.
He was the prophet.
Yeah, and it's always this guy who fucks everybody.
Yeah, and no one
Has
else
to
gets
be.
to fuck him.
Has to
He
be.
fucked everybody's wife.
See, that's something I could
Get
sorry.
behind.
Yeah, yeah. They only could fuck him.
It's really wild though that sort of style of running a group of people has always existed. You know, Mark Andreessen, this very wealthy and famous tech guy, was on the podcast. He was telling me there's like active cults in California right now. They're just successful. I'm like, really? Like how many? He's
Like
"There's
not
quite a
on
few."
social media type stuff too,
I
probably.
don't think they go on social media.
You could probably kill
Yeah.
everything if they had that.
For
Yeah,
sure.
You gotta kind of like stay fast and loose and keep moving if you're
Yeah.
running a cult today.
Dude, that's Satan. That's Satan. So you
That'd be-
stay off that.
Crazy.
It's just this place that we almost had down here. When you watch that documentary, holy hell. We were talking about this last night. We always say is like the beginning of all cult movies. It looks like they're great.
Just
Just
dancing in the
having a good time.
water.
Yep, Osho.
Wild Wild
Yeah.
Country.
Oh,
yeah.
show.
That was so good.
His
Amazing.
books. He's
They're
got a lot of
good.
good books.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love how he would fucking wear iced out watches, take private jets, Rolls
Democracy.
Royce.
Democracy is by the people, of the people, for the people.
Yeah, he had
But-
me convinced.
The people are retarded. You ever seen that?
Yeah. That fucker is.
That
Yeah.
was so on point to see a guru saying that. Find that video.
That- yeah,
Jamie.
the motherfucker.
I
is next
fucking love
level.
that video.
Yeah,
But
that
that
was
guy-
a well-made documentary too.
Yeah, Wild Wild Country, right?
See,
Yeah.
it wasn't him that was fucked up though. It was Sheila. It was
Yep.
that
Yeah.
lady.
She
Here
was
it
kind of
goes.
hot.
Basically means
Yes. Imagine getting him on the pod and he does this.
Yeah, I'd deal with it.
government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
That's too good. That's too good.
It goes on further, but you get the point.
Yeah.
But also, like, if anybody seemed like a guru, it's that guy.
Yeah,
Like,
fuck
you look
yeah.
in his eyes, like, he looks
beard.
like a legit wise guru. And it seems like like, I've read one of his books too. His ideas were very interesting and very legit.
Deep.
Yeah, but what happened? What went down in that
Yeah.
town? That was crazy. They poisoned
Yep.
people.
Yeah.
And then brought all the homeless in to vote for him.
Yeah, so they fucking took over the town. And the homeless people are like, finally, we've got a community. And they're like, yeah, we're done with you. Get the fuck out of here.
That's crazy.
Ship them back out. Yeah. Cults, man, it really is a strange thing that people want to follow this one person. And, you know, this one person, like, leads this community and can't be challenged or questioned. It's like, ugh.
Man, so much easier back in the day without the socials.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, because you could just lie about stuff. Do you ever see the guy from Australia that said he was Jesus? He's like, he literally says he's the reincarnation of Jesus, and there's this woman that's with him, and he says that she's Mary, and she really believed that she was Mary, and then she found out that there was another Mary in the past, that he had said this other girl was Mary, and then they're like, hey, what about this other girl? She says she was Mary. Like, that was a mistake.
That's what. That's why she found out. Because there was another Mary. That was it.
I think that was a big one.
Yeah.
Because then all of a sudden everybody was like, wait a minute.
He's all. Can you walk on water though?
Yeah, let me see you turn water into wine.
Right.
It's weird, a lot of religious people that they'll just look at the beliefs. They won't look at who formed those beliefs and like when did they form those beliefs and who was it. Like even Jehovah's Witnesses, like this Charles Taze Russell didn't even know Greek. And he wrote this whole new translation of the Bible. And everyone got on board.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always people like that. But I mean, the original Bible itself, like one of the weird things is the Dead Sea Scrolls, which is the oldest versions of some of the stories in the Bible. And they're different. They're in Aramaic. And it's like, well, should we all just read that now? You know, and why are we going on the New Testament instead of the Old Testament? Is the Old Testament the real thing?
Yeah,
Like,
that doesn't make sense.
it's all, I always wonder, like, where did it start? What was the experience that led these people to write these things down?
It makes sense if it was mushroom psychedelic. Like
Yeah.
that makes the most sense.
Makes the
People were
most sense.
fucking tripping and seeing these stories and writing them down.
Well, that's Marcus Aurelius, too, you know. I mean, that was one of the more interesting things about diving deep into ancient Greek culture, is that you find, like, this book, The Immortality Key, from this guy, Brian Maurescu, who found that the Eleusinian mysteries, when all these people were coming to Eleusis from all over the world and taking part of these mystery ceremonies, they never know what they were doing until recently. And recently they started doing these tests on some of the vessels that they found, the wine vessels, and they were laced with psychedelics. So now they know for sure, and they've opened up a field of study at Harvard, and they're exploring this, and they're doing more testing and more studying. They know that the people that founded democracy were tripping balls. Wow. Which makes sense.
I think so.
You'd have to be tripping to say, look, instead of one person running this, let's all vote. Let's all vote. Because nobody else was doing that.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, off with their head. The king is here. Lay down the throne.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's one king running the show.
Yeah.
Was
that's
there a
what they
point
always
when
did.
you were super religious or not at all?
When I was little. I was a little kid. When I went to Catholic school when I was first grade, but the nun that taught Catholic school was such a cunt that it was like easy to realize that it wasn't real. Like I'd like lost all of my faith in organized religion when I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
And your parents weren't putting it on
No. Well, my parents split up when I was young, and then when my mom married my stepdad, my stepdad was a hippie. So it was like a completely, and then we lived in San Francisco from the time I was 7 years old. So it was like the height of the Vietnam War. The hippie movement's in full bloom. You know, my stepdad had long hair. We lived around all these just like counterculture people. And that was like a big part of my upbringing from like 7 to 11. So there was no religion back then. But I think religion's like a good scaffolding for people. And I think there's something absolutely beautiful about a lot of the ideas of a lot of organized religions that really, really benefit people. But I also think it could be used as a tool to control people. Like almost everything.
My mom, I feel like it's good for her, just the community sense. Because she doesn't have, like, we go to the gym, you go to the green room, you go to the comedy store, we have a community to where she just believes in her religion so much because she gets this joy from going to church because she's around this community.
Yeah.
But it's so crazy. She will look me dead in the eyes and tell me that her religion, Christianity, is the only religion. All the other religions are made up.
Yeah.
And that,
Muslims will tell you the same thing.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's the problem. it's like somebody's got to be wrong.
I wonder who,
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder who's the most like wealthy religion. What's the
It's a Latter Days, or what is it? I looked it up recently, actually.
Scientologists.
rich?
they own a lot of real estate.
Do they really?
Yeah, the Scientologists is an interesting one because they sued the federal government to get tax exempt status.
What?
Yeah, not only do they know who made that one, but the guy who made that one was an author. Not only is he an author, he's the single human being, L. Ron Hubbard, who created Scientology and Dianetics. He is the single most prolific author in human history. He has wrote more words and more books than any human being that's ever lived.
So he's got a creative mind. He
He's-
creates Scientology.
His books are terrible.
No way.
Terrible. This dude probably never had a second draft in his life. They are so bad. They're unbelievably stupid.
Like punctuation?
Just dumb. Just like ramble on nonsense. Here goes. The Catholic Church. Oh yeah, they're the richest.
Yeah.
Very definitely the institution with the highest wealth in the entire globe. It's estimated the operational budget of the
Are you sure it's a
Catholic Church.
globe?
Says it.
Jokes.
Well, there's a lot. Maybe it's
Globe.
a
Flat
disc.
Flat
The disc.
You never know.
The firmament.
Oh.
Yeah.
170 billion.
That's a lot of money, bro.
Oh.
Yeah. And they got this little thing that, the occasionally kids.
Yeah. I just-
Yeah.
That's only one out of every three, though.
Some occasionally some molestation.
That's crazy.
It's like the Catholic Church is so inexorably connected to molestation that if you say Catholic priest,
Yep.
people think a kid's getting fucked.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
how crazy
That's
it is.
fucking insane.
That's insane. There's not another thing on earth like that other than actual child molesters where you automatically have at least some connection in your mind. Like if a Catholic priest says, hey, I want your son to come over to my house for a sleepover.
No.
Like, wait, what? What the fuck are you talking about? But if like a boxing coach is like, hey, we're going to take some kids over to the house for a sleepover. We're going to take them on an early morning run, and then we're going to do this, and we'll have them back to you by Saturday. And the kids come back all laughing.
Yeah.
Like this guy's been doing this. They run camps.
Yeah.
Everybody camps out.
Church camp.
It can happen. It's normal. But if it's a Catholic priest, everybody goes, what?
Yeah.
You're going to be alone with the kids?
No.
The fuck you are.
That's crazy.
Some religions
Crazy.
too, like if a kid says, "Hey, this guy, this elder or whatever molested me," they have it in their rules or whatever that there's need to be 2 witnesses.
Mm.
There needs to be 2 witnesses, or it didn't. We're not taking
Jesus.
precautions.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing about that is that it's somehow or another a repeating cycle. The people that get molested wind up molesting other people.
That's weird.
Oh, that they create the demons, fucking for real.
It's like a vampire thing. Like you're getting bit by a vampire.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Fuck, just fucks you up
Ugh.
for good.
It fucks you up for good. Have you guys been to Rome? Have you ever seen like the Catholic Church and the Vatican?
No.
It's insane. The Vatican's incredible. I mean, I can't imagine the amount of money and art that they have.
Really?
It's so overwhelming. Like there's so much art. They have like priceless pieces just laying next to other priceless pieces, and you go on this tour through the Vatican of all the art collection. It's fucking unfathomable art.
Is it like the place in Abu Dhabi? What was that place called? The big where we wore our suits to and got a tour of the church,
That was the
Muslim center.
I don't remember what it was called.
You know what I'm talking
It's
about?
one of the big
No.
churches. One of the fucking.
The biggest ever.
the
Oh, I thought
Muslim-
you
where they
go
go and
see it.
pray and they fucking.
It's some mosque.
Mosque.
The
Jesus,
mosque.
Yeah.
Okay.
fucking-
The
In Abu
mosque
Dhabi?
was like,
Yeah. That was like
Yeah.
powerful. You walk in there, I was almost Muslim like that.
yeah.
I was thinking
Well,
about it.
that's one of the ways that people do get converted just by the gorgeousness of it. Is this it?
Yeah, that's part of it. It's
Wow.
fucking insane. I don't
So
think
the Vatican though, that's like an older building.
Well, the Vatican is essentially a country. It's actually a country inside of Rome. So that's one of the ways
Really?
they keep the child molesters is they can't like extradite them. They can't like
what?
yeah. So
That's some high up
they'll
shit
hide
going
them.
on.
They'll hide people in the Vatican. What the Vatican is, it's like I think it's like 100 acres or something like that, and it's inside the Catholic Church's control. So it's like a country inside the city.
a lot of security?
Rome. Oh yeah, a lot of security. It's a country inside the city of Rome, essentially.
Wow. You still haven't been to the pyramids, right?
No.
I haven't either. Is there like a lot of tourism? Like I remember
Yeah.
seeing like there's the pyramids, but if you like pan this way, there's like a hotel and like.
Yeah, there's a Four Seasons. And
That's
you look out the Four
crazy.
Seasons, you see the pyramids in Giza.
That's wild.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there.
I'd
But
like to go there
It was this summer. We were trying to figure out if we're gonna go to Egypt and Greece, or just Greece, and so we chose to just go to Greece. And Greece was incredible.
Never been there.
When
yet.
you go see the Parthenon, you're like, oh my God, this is 2,500 years old, and probably older because they built it upon an existing structure, the Acropolis, and they don't know how old that is.
Jesus.
Like that's all kind of been there for thousands of years before that.
Was that a good age to bring your daughters?
Yeah,
Pretty good age.
They enjoyed it. I mean, I think any age is a good age to get kids to see different things, different cultures. I mean, I've been traveling with my kids since they were really little. We took them to other countries when they were like 2 years old.
Just a plane ride.
Yeah, plane ride's a bummer.
Oh.
But with kids, dude, you give them a fucking iPad with some movies.
Yeah.
They just chill. Give them
Yeah.
snacks. And they're
An edible.
little, so seats don't bother them. Give them an edible. Give them a little heroin. Seats don't bother them because they're little, so they can just sit in that seat and fucking chill. iPads have amazing battery life.
Yeah.
You can watch fucking 7 movies in a row. Next thing you know, you're in Italy.
Speaking of heroin, you had that one Dr. Carl
Hart.
Yeah, Carl Hart on. And I listened to that, and then we did a podcast on ours, and it got clipped. I was like, yeah, I would probably do some heroin with him, like, and it got clipped up all everywhere. Me promoting heroin and doing heroin and stuff. It was pretty funny. But that was a fucking interesting one.
He's
Yeah, it was.
fascinating. He's a fascinating guy. Very fascinating. Yeah.
He had a very interesting outlook on drugs.
Well, he was a straight-laced guy who didn't do any drugs at all until he became a researcher. And then when he was a clinical researcher, he realized, he's a professor at Columbia, and he realized when he was doing research, like, oh, our perceptions of the effects of drugs are all just a lot of propaganda and bullshit. And a lot of the problem is, like, impure drugs, drug abuse of these drugs. And
Like Molly and stuff.
Mhm.
Like Molly.
heroin,
Yeah, like
cocaine.
It's like
Candy.
it's not. Yeah, candy's the worst drug of them all for
What's
little
candy?
kids. Just
Oh,
kids
okay.
for like giving them fucking Sour Patch Kids and Skittles, and they're just fucking
Or it's
geeked out on sugar for a little bit.
Or it's
Never
okay for
crack.
like a 350-pound person who's clearly going to die from a heart attack to go into a gas station, load up on the ice cream, load up on the candy, and head
Just
out.
killing themselves.
Yeah, they're
It's
killing
okay.
themselves. There's a lot of people killing themselves in this country with food.
But the drug one was just, I always thought that was interesting because I was terrified of marijuana growing up. My dad was a cop, my mom was a nurse. It was just in my head that this is just fucking poison. Bad for
When
you.
did you first try it?
This fucker made me put a joint in my mouth, fucking lit it.
Well, we'd be training twice a day, and he'd come home and
19 years
still be
old.
like, let's go do something, and just be jacked up. I'd be like, bro, there's a lot of good athletes smoking this weed. Just try it, dude.
Because I had so much energy. I'd train in the morning. I'd be 19 years old, move down to Phoenix, train in the morning, train at night. Him and his buddy are chilling, and we're at the apartment. I'm just like, wanting to do something. So I took a puff, and I fucking chilled out for a little
Changed
bit.
your life.
I changed my life. I was able to, because it's hard, hard to fucking get into that state, but now it's a lot easier. It's
But I mean, some people who do it, though, and then just every time something's going on, and they just smoke, and then they're just lazy. I think it's bad for a lot of people.
yeah, I agree.
I
They're
think some
pussies.
people are just lazy. And
Mhm.
if you give them weed and blame it on the weed,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
it doesn't make me lazy. It makes me the opposite. If I smoke weed and I haven't done the things I need to do, I go, oh, God, I got to go to work.
Yeah,
I
same.
start freaking.
I like that paranoia.
I
Makes
do
me-
too.
It makes me start thinking about what I gotta dial in my diet. I gotta fucking.
Yeah.
I gotta get to the gym. I gotta train. It gives me
Yeah.
that anxiety, like, oh fuck, I'm the champ. I gotta I gotta do everything right. It gives me that paranoia.
Do you know there's a thing that people say commonly that when someone becomes a champion, they almost get 30% better just because of being a champion? Do you feel like that's going to happen to you?
I feel like I felt that after I beat Alfred in my contender series fight. I felt like I won. I just felt like I got way better just because I had just fought at the biggest name, biggest fight. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of work to do. I need to get back to the gym as fucking fast as possible.
But knowing how big of a beast Aljo is, and knowing that you sat him down with the right hand, how much confidence is that?
it
give
wasn't
you?
even the more of the confidence I got was just not getting taken down. He had me up against the fence where he wanted me twice, couldn't take me down. Knocking him out, I knew I could do that. The question was, can I not get taken down? He took Henry down 4 times. He had me up against the fence exactly where he wanted me, and he couldn't take me down. That's where I got my most confidence from, for sure. Knocking him out, I felt like I knew I could do that.
It's such a big advantage to being a really good striker.
Mm-hmm.
Because if your whole thing is you have to close the distance and clinch with someone, and you're a good striker, but you don't, it's not your thing. Like, you're not just looking to put it on somebody.
Mhm.
It's like you're using it as a tool to enact your skill set. you
Yeah.
know? To have that fucking one shot. Also for marketing, like how many times have people seen that Eddie Wineland knockout?
That one is crazy. That's one of my favorite. That one just
beautiful.
like, whoop, dink, and just the way he slapped, and it was at the apex. It was quiet. You just hear, and then you hear him going. He was snoring. That was crazy.
Well, who's the last person in like the smaller weight class divisions to one-shot KO people?
to win the belt even by KO?
To walk off and KO people though? Has there ever?
Well, Marlon one-shot KOs people, and Corey's one-shot
Yeah.
KO'd people.
With knees,
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with like one straight right hand.
Yeah. No, but I feel like once I get back to real training, I'm really hoping these stem cells fucking just.
Yeah, it's gonna help.
I'm optimistic.
Yeah, and by the way, you can come back once a month and keep
Yeah.
getting shot up.
yeah, Brigham was a man. A
Yeah.
very knowledgeable dude. Weighs the well. That was fucking.
Super knowledgeable, and they stack a bunch of different things together. They're really beneficial, and he's always up on the latest studies, and he's also got this incredible memory. So you talk to him about, he can relay all the information
sweet.
in a very dissolvable way. or very
And they do
absorbable way.
peptides and everything there.
Everything.
That's fucking sweet.
I'm all about the peptides.
Oh, yeah.
I've been, we were talking about this last night as well, that the UFC is trying to allow people to take peptides again, specifically BBC 157, which just helps you heal. I mean, that's really what it's about. It just helps soft tissue damage repair quicker.
God, that would be.
What about
so
the
sweet.
ipamorelin, the CJC? Doesn't that help with joints and ligaments and bone density?
Yes,
and-
it does, and it also promotes human growth hormone. Yeah, and that would be beneficial as well. You look. I just think this whole idea of purity is horseshit, because there's not the purity in sport in terms of like supplementation. Are you allowed to take creatine? You are. Okay, well, creatine's a performance enhancing substance. 100%,
Protein.
absolutely. It's not just physically enhancing. Creatine is cognitively enhancing. There's some great benefits to supplementing with creatine. And then there's also your stacking BCAAs, your branched chain amino acids. It's going to give you a benefit. Those are supplements. You're getting it from a supplemental form instead of from your food. And you're getting it on top of your food. You're stacking it. You're doing it with a bunch of other stuff. You're taking beta-alanine before you exercise. That's performance enhancing. If you take cordyceps mushrooms like Onnit Shroom Tech, 100% helps you hit an extra gear when you're training. There's a lot of pre-workouts that are legal. There's a lot of stuff that's legal that is 100% performance enhancing. I think what we have to keep people doing is doing supernatural levels of testosterone and growth hormone and things that allowed like Vitor Belfort to become TRT.
Alistair.
Alistair. But even that, it's like, listen, if anybody should be able to fucking do that, it's guys who fight in a cage for a living. If anybody should be able to do that, to like be at their prime, as long as they weigh 135 pounds when they fucking step on that scale, I think we're wrapped around this idea of cheating. I think we should be wrapped around this idea of optimizing. And I think optimization should be the most important thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you're 35, 36, 37 in the UFC, you've been competing in the UFC for 10 years, and you're not allowed to just do any of these peptides. You're not allowed to do any of this. You go to get your blood work, and the doctor's like, hey, you're lacking in these areas. This could benefit your life.
Yeah, it would change your ability to train, change your performances inside the octagon, change your ability to recover.
Just being able to recover and train. Like, I haven't trained in the last few weeks, and it's crazy.
Well, this is the thing about jiu-jitsu, right? Jiu-jitsu, specifically like Abu Dhabi, which is the premier jiu-jitsu organization, they don't test for steroids, and everybody openly takes steroids.
Yep.
And so this is how they're able to compete with guys like, when you're at that level, like a Gordon Ryan level, Gordon's open about steroid use. He trains 365 days a year. How are you going to do that?
Yeah.
If you're not juiced up?
No chance.
How are you going to recover? How are you recovering? You're weightlifting in the morning, and then you're doing jiu-jitsu at night every day, 365 days a year?
Fuck, that'd be nice. Be able to train like that.
That's the way you train like that. You train like that on juice. And if you do, you become, if you also are super intelligent, super dedicated, and you have John Danaher in your corner,
Right.
you become Gordon Ryan at 27, which is just bonkers.
Insane.
Greatest of all time, hands down, consensus. No one's arguing.
Yeah.
27.
And then you get to see two of those gorillas go at it, like Andre Galvo and
Yeah.
Nicky
Gordon
Rod.
at those ADCCs. Like, whoa, that's
Oh my
fucking
God.
sweet.
Yeah.
Imagine if kids
The
like,
level.
I mean, Cade Rutolo and Ty Rutolo, those guys on that stuff would be fucking a nightmare.
Well, you know what though? They're so young. They shouldn't be on anything.
Yeah.
Like, don't ruin your fucking endocrine system. They're competing at such a high level without it. But as time goes on, you know, like even guys are 19, 20, when you hit 23, 24, my fucking shoulder, my back, my ribs. Like, how many jiu-jitsu guys do you know that have fucked up backs?
Yeah. I mean,
So
all of
many.
them.
Everybody.
All of 'em.
Fucked up necks.
Yeah.
Fucked up backs. Do you do anything for your neck? Like, you do iron neck or anything?
I mean, God, my neck. I feel like my posture's like a little fucked up, so I've always had like really good guillotine defense and shit. But I don't know, my neck took a beating, but it feels pretty strong and not too bad. But my back fucking gets fucked up from wrestling a lot.
Do you ever do things specifically to strengthen your neck?
Not really, just wrestle.
Dude, get an iron neck. We
You
might
like
have
those?
one here that'll give you guys. It's the shit. Greatest invention ever for working out your neck.
Really?
You ever use it?
Mm-mm.
So we have
I've
it here. I'll
seen
show
them.
it to you after the show.
Is that what keeps your posture so sharp?
Mine?
Yeah.
No, I'm just as cognizant of it because I have bad posture my whole life. But you just keep this fucking halo on your head, and it's got a bungee cord, and you back up like this. It's like a 50-pound bungee cord, and then you do this.
Just do sets. Fuck.
It's like
Yeah.
a bowl.
That's it right there. I'll
Yeah.
show it to you guys. We have it in the gym.
Wrestling, definitely. People hanging on your neck, though. If you're
Oh.
doing fucking 5-6 rounds and you're wrestling.
Horrible.
That's my favorite practice, 100%. Not even close to anything else. Just
Wrestling?
grappling, going live from the feet. We have such good wrestlers at our gym, too.
Why is that your favorite?
It's fucking exhausting. It's I love hitting people in takedowns. There's a high. It's almost like knocking someone out. Not quite as good, but you hit a little duck on somebody and you score on them. It's fucking fun. I feel good when I do that. But yeah, people hanging on your neck, especially when you're going with these college wrestlers like Bryce Meredith. When he fucking snaps your head down and you're fucking trying to keep your posture up.
Yeah, 3-time D1 All-American, like 2-time NCAA finalist. Like, they're different level wrestlers.
Yeah, and it's fun going with those high ass level wrestlers. It's humbling. It's fucking. But yeah, that's my favorite practice. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, you don't see wrestlers like going. Well, how old is Jordan Burroughs actually? Because he's been wrestling at that high
He's
level.
like 36.
Fuck.
Is he really?
Mhm.
Oh shit.
And he's still at the top of the food
That's
chain.
What a
insane.
freak.
How old
be able
is
to-
Jordan? 35.
And to practice
35.
like that,
Yeah.
wrestling's fucking brutal.
And 100% natural because he's getting tested all the time.
Damn.
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
He wouldn't even drink one of these. I offered him a CBD Kill Cliff, and he was like, "What's in there?" I go, "CBD." He's like, I don't think I can. I might pop for something. I'm like, this? I'm like, this is not gonna make you pop for anything. He's like, I can't take a chance.
The trickiest shit with that, what I've learned from my experiences, like this one doesn't say it, but if it said dietary supplement on the back or on the bottom, and if it says supplemental facts instead of nutrition facts, that's when you can't take it unless it's third-party tested. So like a Celsius says dietary supplement on the bottom, and it doesn't say it's not third-party tested. So that you could test positive for that.
Well, I guarantee you, if you drink Kill Cliffs,
No, those ones don't. Yeah, those ones are good.
It's just vitamins and minerals and fucking.
But certain drinks, you gotta be so fucking careful. He grabbed these gummies at the store the other day, these veggie gummies, and he's like, "Do you want one?" I looked at the bag, and on the bottom it says dietary supplement, and I can't have. If you're in the USADA pool, you cannot have anything that says dietary supplement that is not third-party tested because you could fucking test for something.
That makes sense.
It's fucked.
Is it like a deal they have at the USADA? Is it like a certain year deal, or is it they just pay him yearly for it?
UFC?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'd pay him off.
Tell me.
Hey, fellas, enough is enough. I think we've proved our point.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, some of the guys that got caught weren't even from USADA. Like TJ wasn't from USADA. I think it was like an athletic commission. Yeah.
But you know who I can't wait to see climb up to is Bo Nickel. Like
Oh, yeah.
Bo Nickel versus Kamzat, Bo Nickel versus Paulo
Strickland.
Costa, or Strickland.
Man. Yeah, man.
That's gonna be.
And
fucking
he's got
good.
fucking hands too.
Yeah.
That's what's interesting. He's such an athlete.
Yeah.
You know.
He's that next fucking breed.
Yep. Yeah. Very interesting to watch. See what happens with that guy. He's a big elk hunter.
Is he?
Yeah, big bow hunter, man.
Yeah, he seems like an interesting dude. He seems like he's just doing everything right.
Yep,
That's
smart,
one thing.
dedicated.
He's living like a champion. That's where I
Yep.
feel like I was doing before all these guys. Before, like when I was young in the UFC, I was living like a champion. I was pretending I am a champ and I have, defend the belt. I gotta, and a lot of these guys don't. A lot
What
of
a
them don't.
crazy premiere you had, like what that showed the world who you were with fucking Snoop Dogg and Uriah
Oh my
Faber
god.
doing commentary. And really, there's no other opportunity for that to happen because they don't even do that anymore.
Yeah, one season. I was on the first season. They did it. Everyone, I mean, Snoop got a lot of hate and like for that, so I don't think they had him back on again. But yeah, I lucked the fuck out. That right there went so. And he posted on his IG a bunch. He sent me a text after the fight. You did it, nephew.
Look at that.
That's skinny ass. This is so funny, bro. He still calls me Sugar Shane sometimes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that is funny.
I think he called you that on the podcast. when I had him
Yeah.
on.
He does. He still does. I'm
He's
like, it's
amazing.
fine.
He's amazing.
That dude's a
He was one of those.
hustler.
He's one of those guys that it kind of almost weirded me.
So, and he posted on his IG a bunch. He sent me a text after the fight. You did it, nephew.
Look at that.
That's skinny ass. This is so funny, bro. He still calls me Sugar Shane sometimes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that is
I
funny.
think he called you that on the podcast. when I had him
Yeah.
on.
He does. He still does. I'm
He's
like,
amazing.
it's fine.
He's amazing.
That dude's a
He was
hustler.
one of those. He's one of those guys that it kind of almost weirded me out that he was here.
Really?
Yeah,
Snoop?
he's like, I'm hanging out with Snoop Dogg, and he's like, we're talking, and he's rolling blunts. He's sitting there rolling blunts. I'm like, oh my god, I'm smoking weed with Snoop Dogg. Like, this is so
That's
crazy.
crazy. Yeah.
This is so crazy.
That dude's connected.
He's
That
great.
dude's fucking.
He's a great guy too.
Yeah.
Just a great guy.
Yeah, those.
And again, a fucking real hustler. Been around forever.
Him and Shaq.
Yeah.
Him and Shaquille O'Neal are fucking
Always
businessmen.
hustling.
Yeah,
Yep.
I love that.
Smart.
Does it motivate you being around him too? Is he one of those guys that, or is he just
Snoop?
like you think he'd be?
He's just very nice, very friendly, and very chill and cool to be around. He gave me a bunch of gifts. Gave me some cool jackets. He gave me
Hell
this
yeah.
Death Row
Record-
chain.
yeah, Death Row. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he's just fucking awesome, man. It's just it's just weird to be around. It's weird to be around certain iconic people. Like I had Quentin Tarantino in here. I'm like, that's Quentin Tarantino.
That's crazy.
Really, Quentin Tarantino.
Dude.
You know, luckily I had met him one other night. I met him at the Comedy Store one night. He actually saw me perform and he came up to me and he goes, "Dude, you fucking killed. That was awesome." And I'm like, "Holy
Yeah, I
shit, that's
bet.
Quentin
Damn.
Tarantino. This is Quentin Tarantino." I mean, I remember just moving to LA. And I was with this girl that I dated, and we went to see at the Man's Chinese Theater. We went to see Pulp Fiction. And I remember sitting in that movie theater going, "What kind of fucking movie is this? This movie's so wild."
I don't think I've seen that. Have you?
You never seen Pulp Fiction?
He hasn't seen any.
I don't even know who
movies.
Quentin Tarantino is.
Yeah,
You don't know who Quentin Tarantino is?
I don't know shit about like
You don't know like The Hateful Eight or Django or
none of that.
no Jackie Brown? Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh my God, you have so many good movies to see. Kill Bill.
I've heard of Kill Bill, but I don't know
What
it
do you
is.
do for time? You
I
like playing
know.
video games? And
I quit after the Peter Yan fight. I quit.
really?
Yeah, I was like, I'm fighting for the belt. I'm fucking using those couple hours a day to recover or train. More I quit gaming. Yeah.
Good for
After
you.
that Peter Yan fight,
Yeah, man, it'll suck that time, baby.
it's so fun and it's a lot of energy.
Hour and a half a day though with the boys, where you can just let loose. You feel like you're in war.
Yeah,
I
it is
fucking
fun.
love the
Tim's not
release.
giving it up.
No,
I love
Tim
the
should
release.
He's been playing
justify
more.
A little bit of heroin never did
Yeah, a
anybody
little
wrong. It relaxes me at the end of the day.
Yep.
Imagine if you've never seen a Tarantino movie and someone's like, "Hey, check these out on Netflix. You got some shit to watch."
Oh yeah,
As a
Would it be fun?
bro,
bro.
you've got some fucking movies to
You
see.
got some movies.
What
to
years are
see.
they? Like old?
No.
Well, they started '94. That's
That's when I
Pulp
was born.
Fiction. Yeah, so start there.
Okay.
Pulp Fiction's fucking amazing.
Reservoir
or
Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs. That was his first one. That's fucking incredible.
He's the actor. Or he producer.
No. Well, he sometimes has small roles in some of his movies, but he
That's
directs,
funny.
produces, writes in them. He's the fucking man. I mean, he's never made a bad movie. He himself is responsible for some of the greatest movies of all time.
That's a crazy fucking skill.
Yeah, and he won't do but 10. He's gonna do 10 movies. He's done 9 so far. He's trying to figure out what his 10th movie is, and then he's done.
Really?
Yep. He's thinking, then I'm done.
So he writes everyone's lines. I'm
He
sure
writes
like,
everything. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
such a crazy fucking
You didn't see
skill.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Uh-uh.
Oh my God, it's good. God damn.
So he's
that's a
got
good movie.
9 movies I need to watch.
9 bangers.
Okay.
He didn't have one movie that I watched like,
Really? That's
no,
so crazy.
not one. All of them are wild. All of them are hyper violent
Oh.
to the point where you're like, jeez.
Yeah.
Like, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's like he's grandfathered in because there's this scene, it's about the Manson family, and Brad Pitt.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, Brad Pitt is
Okay.
the hero in this movie, and there's a scene where he kills a woman, smashing her head against a fireplace.
Jesus.
And you're like, this is the hero of the movie who's doing like. And I was watching this going, Tarantino's grandfathered in to make this kind of movie.
Right.
Nobody else can make this kind of movie today in this climate. It's just too fucked up.
Damn.
Sean's never even seen Wolf of Wall Street.
Not yet.
It's a great movie.
I'm
too.
nervous.
It's good.
It's a great
I'm like,
movie.
I just know I might. That's might send me downhill. No jokes. Maybe. I can see how people do that though. Start making a lot of money, get an opportunity to go travel, go to the club. It's fucking fun, chicks. I'm
Well,
like,
also, if you're a stockbroker, like your whole game is about making money. Well, why are you making money if you're not spending it? And if you're gonna spend it, you're gonna spend it in extravagant, wild, crazy ways because that's the thrill to have that money, and you're fucking in that hedonistic, snorting coke lifestyle.
God, in another life.
Buying watches and shit. You have a little watch collection?
Yeah, I do. But I like functional watches more than like baller,
Yeah.
diamond encrusted shit. I like tool watches. I like dive watches, like Grand Seikos and Rolexes and shit like
Yeah,
that.
you have some nice Rolexes to see when you're doing the UFC and stuff.
Yeah, when I do the UFC, I wear a nice watch. But
Mhm.
like, this is a Garmin. I wear this. This is my watch I wear when I'm hunting.
Fucking
Shows
whole
me
nother world,
altitude and
huh?
shit.
The
Hun-
watch world.
Yeah, the watch world's a whole nother world. Yeah.
People could drop some serious cheddar on those watches.
Oh, dudes are running around like Ed Sheeran. He was running around, and someone said that's a $500,000 watch he's got on. I'm like, okay,
Ed.
okay,
Damn.
Fucking redheads.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
What kind of watch are you wearing there, Sean?
I went to Richard.
Is it Richard Mille?
Richard Millet.
Oh, dude, you went baller.
Yeah, at the ball.
Woo! That's not even the strong one. The strong one's over with Jamie. Jamie's got the strong one.
That one made me cry.
I chucked the strong one towards you.
No.
right?
Oh my God.
Let's fucking go.
Holy shit, that's powerful. My eyes are watering. Oh. I just had a. Oh, no. Ooh, I just had an urge to just hit it real quick.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It gets in there, gets in your blood. When we leave those around the comedy club green room, you always like last night. Everybody's hitting it.
Yeah. I don't even
It's just
mean to.
weird.
It just happened.
Well, you see people do it. You're like, I want to try. I want to try. I want to try.
Oh. Yeah, I always wanted to try after seeing you guys hit it on the pod. I'm like, God, I gotta rip them.
Are they allowed to do that in
Oh.
boxing anymore? Because they used to do that, where they would give them
In between
smelling salts
rounds?
in between rounds.
Yeah. I don't even. I just had a.
Strong one towards you.
No.
right?
Oh my God.
Let's fucking go.
Holy shit, that's powerful. My eyes are watering. Oh. I just had a. Oh, no. Ooh, I just had an urge to just hit it real quick.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It gets in there, gets in your blood. When we leave those around the comedy club green room, you always like last night. Everybody's hitting it.
Yeah. I don't even
It's just
mean to.
weird.
It just happened.
Well, you see people do it. You're like, I want to try. I want to try. I want to try.
Oh. Yeah, I always wanted to try after seeing you guys hit it on the pod. I'm like, God, I gotta rip them.
Are they allowed to do that in
Oh.
boxing anymore? Because they used to do that, where they would give them
In between
smelling salts
rounds?
in between rounds to wake them
Fuck,
up.
imagine you get cracked and you're like, and you get, oh, I'm good.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
shit.
I wonder if that'll do it.
I don't know if the commissions would allow it.
Eventually banned.
It's banned.
Yeah, commissions.
I wonder why. Is it a performance enhancer? Or is it
Well-
just dangerous?
After Panama Lewis
Holy fuck.
gave Aaron Pryor some unknown substance in between rounds against Alexis Arguello, Panama Lewis was like known for cheating. Like it was a big part. Like he's a known bad guy, and he gave Aaron Pryor He goes, give me another bottle. No, the one I mixed.
Oh.
And he gives it to him, and he gives it to Aaron Pryor, who was he had known coke problems.
Oh.
Improper use of smelling salt's a growing concern among. Look at that guy's eyes.
Did they find out what was in his
Hockey
drink?
player.
It says
No.
80% of NFL players are known to use it.
80%. What's the problem?
Yeah, I wonder if like
Well, I've seen the
Oh,
biggest.
look at this shit.
biggest problem
Trauma patients often suffer neck injuries that may be undetected. The first response to a noxious smell to suddenly jerk the head away from the stimulus. This can result in a dislocating an injured spine and
biggest
potential
injury is
paralysis.
whiplash
Paral-
from it.
Yeah.
I can see that shit.
Well, I can see if you had a hurt neck.
Yeah.
But if you did have a hurt neck, like if you got KO'd in football, you
Yeah.
got clashed, and your head's fucked up, and they give you a smell, you start like, ah!
Yeah.
And you like, yeah, and you don't realize your neck's jacked. And
Yeah.
I could see that. But in other circumstances, like,
That's like 1% chance.
yeah, like if you get dinged with an uppercut, and they in between rounds they give you that, you're like, woo.
They banned them from fighting because they can hide concussion symptoms.
Oh,
Like,
I
you
guess
get
that is a
ready to subject
benefit.
up, you would know you're fucked up. And
Oh.
that's what this says. It says in the 70s they were eventually banned.
I could see that though. It kind of just fucking puts
But-
you in the.
But
Oh,
is
it's
it
the-
better to just go out and still be concussed and fight? Because
Good
people
point.
are always concussed and
That's
fighting.
a very good point.
I mean, think about Snoop. I mean, excuse me. Think about, excuse me. Like, how many times has a fighter been cracked early in a fight, and then you see they're still dealing with that later in the fight, and then afterwards they don't even remember the fight?
Yeah, a lot.
That happens
Yeah.
oftentimes, right? Like, that person's concussed.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. Like, guys win fights, and they're concussed. And they're like, after the second round, I was on autopilot, and I went back to my corner. I said, what round is it? They're like, round 5. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
How is this round 5? Like, okay, Adesanya versus Strickland, that first round, when he got cracked.
Yeah.
High likelihood of concussion.
100%
Right?
chance.
100% chance.
Yeah.
I mean, he got dropped, spun around, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. How many left
A
hands
lot.
did he hit him with?
Like probably 20
Clean.
at least.
A bunch were clean. You gotta think he's dinged after that fight. And when he said his arms felt like rubber, and like, how much of that was a factor?
Yeah.
Could it easily been a factor when they said it didn't look like him in there? Maybe that's why. I mean, it easily could be from that.
Most likely.
And
imagine
Especially because
real.
he shows up every time. Yeah.
I think it
That
just fun-
fucking hits him right back.
Yep.
Woo! And I'm back.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean-
Oh, you have to put a little on your finger for next fight, just in
Yeah.
case. You go,
Yeah, just have some, when you.
There's Tom Brady doing it.
TB12,
he's apparently
baby.
known for doing it.
Oh,
Damn,
really?
he's fired.
I bet he is.
Oh,
I
he's
bet
a-
he's known for doing every goddamn thing that works.
Yeah, I just listened to him on the PBD pod.
Oh, is he on that?
Yeah, he was on that. Interesting guy.
I bet that was good.
Playing at that high level for that long and like being just taking care of his body.
Yeah,
I like listening to that shit.
You have to be insanely smart
Yeah.
to be a quarterback.
That's the craziest fucking position in like all sports, I feel like.
Yeah, you have to know so much about what's going on. I went to my first NFL game 2 weeks ago.
Were you on the were you like in the suite or were you able to get on,
On
the
the
field?
50-yard line.
That's
Like
cool.
front row, 50-yard line.
Changes it when it's that close.
Insane.
What'd you think of it?
Insane.
It was incredible.
So fun.
It's so fun.
Can't watch it on TV.
And there's like 80,000 people in there, and everyone's going nuts and they're cheering. And it's in Dallas, and the Cowboys are playing. Woo!
Yeah.
Those players just look like dinosaurs marching off the field.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
These dudes are so fucking huge. They're so massive.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird that the UFC has a 265-pound weight limit, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a whole another ball game if you open up that 265 plus,
Right.
which is
A
good.
super heavyweight
Yeah.
division. But who would do it? Because everyone is preparing to be 265, right? So like who? Well, you would have to develop your talent outside,
Right.
where they have a super heavyweight division, and I don't know of anybody that has one.
UFC could probably figure that.
Does ONE
LFA.
FC have a weight limit on their heavyweights?
I'm not even sure.
That's
Yeah, I
a
don't know.
good question. Google that, Jamie. Does ONE FC have a 265-pound weight
That
limit?
was when I looked this up the other day. I couldn't find the last super heavyweight fight was like in 2018. It was
Remember the Pride ones with like that Do Hyung Choi, the 7-foot guy fighting Fedor,
Oh yeah,
when they'd have those super matches?
yeah. They had crazy fights over in Pride.
I'm so glad there's weight classes.
Oh my God.
that would not be. That would
Right.
not be fun.
UFC 1.
Fuck. I would have been fucked.
If you have your skills now, though, you
Back
might
in
not
the-
be fucked.
Way back then.
It's 265 also.
That ONE FC is 265 also. That's such a weird number. Why is that a boxing thing or no?
No, not at all.
Wait, boxing doesn't have the weight limit,
Boxing
right?
doesn't have the weight limit. Tyson Fury's like
That's right.
280, 290 sometimes when he fights.
Yeah, I feel like I'm more excited for the. I'm excited for that fight, but I feel like I'm more excited for Dylan versus Logan and KSI versus Tommy.
Are you really?
I don't know why. I just keep forgetting about. I feel like they're promoting it very well. I'm seeing it all over, and then I'm not really seeing Francis versus Tyson all over as much as I'm seeing the other ones.
That's interesting. I'm not paying attention at all to the Dylan versus Logan thing, other than the online drama. Occasionally, someone will send it to me, but I try to avoid all that stuff. Like, I don't want talking
It's
about
fucked up.
his girlfriend. His
I
fiance.
know.
Like, come on.
It's like, where's the line?
I'm getting a new number. When I get my new number, I'm not putting any apps on my phone.
Smart.
I'm gonna keep this phone and just have apps on that phone, and just every now and then when I have to post or something like that, I'll post. But my new phone, no apps. It's too much.
Do you have a good time scrolling on Instagram though, seeing like bow hunting stuff?
Yeah. If I could curate it correctly, but it's too late. I follow like 5,000 people.
Yeah.
Because I'm, if someone posts something I think is funny or something I like, I go follow. Why? It's not gonna hurt me to follow them.
Yeah.
Follow 'em. So I follow so many people.
Yeah.
And then the algorithm recommends people that I don't follow and things I don't follow, and so many of those are murder.
And
So
butt,
many of those are
On Insta?
animal attacks,
butt
murder.
cheeks.
Yeah, but that's normal. I mean,
Yeah.
you could find sex online. I mean, it's like 1/3 of internet traffic.
Yeah.
If you seek it out. But in the Instagram feed, when I'm not even looking, I'm seeing people get killed by bulls. And like,
Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't
don't
see
know.
any of that on mine.
bro, my algorithm's a mess.
Yeah.
It's all muscle cars and people getting killed and people getting knocked unconscious.
How crazy is that fucking X Plaid or just the Plaid Tesla?
It's insane.
I got
Have you
fucking
driven in
pulled
it?
over again. I have one.
Oh,
I got
you
pulled
one.
over again in literally the exact. So right before I went to Boston, a couple days before Boston, I got pulled over on the highway and pulled into the same neighborhood. And fucking right before I got here, got pulled over, same highway, same neighborhood, same cop. I'm like, fuck. So I gotta go deal with that when I get home. But those X's are fucking insane.
They're so fast.
They're so fast. Even on the
Yeah.
highway, you're going 90. It's just like, it feels like you're going 60.
It makes no sound.
Yeah.
And when you merge, you don't feel like a douchebag.
Mm-hmm.
If I merge in my Porsche, it's like,
Yeah.
like I feel like a dickhead.
Yeah.
But they're so
They're
fast.
so fast. Even on the
Yeah.
highway, you're going 90. It's just like, it feels like you're going 60.
It makes no sound.
Yeah.
And when you merge, you don't feel like a douchebag.
Mm-hmm.
If I merge in my Porsche, it's like,
Yeah.
like I feel like a dickhead.
Yeah.
But I'm faster than that in the Plaid. I mean,
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
stupid.
no
whistles.
sound, just
Yeah, for real.
it's like defies time.
Yeah.
Like, it just
I don't get it.
time travels. It just the way they move. It's 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds for a 4-door sedan.
Stupid.
Bonkers.
So stupid.
And wait until he comes out with that little one.
I'm excited.
That little
The 2-door?
The 2-door.
Yeah.
The Roadster. That thing's gonna be 1.5, 1.7, 0 to
get it.
60.
Jesus.
And it's gonna handle because all the weight's gonna be at the bottom because that's where the weight of the batteries is.
Jesus.
So it's like a beautiful center of gravity. Those cars have a phenomenal center of gravity.
Yeah. I'm hoping I don't get my license suspended.
Are you worried?
No, I feel like if I am, I'll just fucking sell all my cars, get a Sprinter van, and hire my dad to drive me around full time. So I'm not too worried about it. But I'd rather not.
How many tickets do you have?
I've only got a couple, but two
Is it
in
from
like,
the how many are from the Lamborghini?
none. Zero
Really?
from the Lambo, zero from I got the new Corvette, none from that. It's always in the Tesla. Always in the fucking Tesla. Going on the highway going too fast.
It's just too easy to
I'm like,
cruise in those.
It's like I just don't feel like that's too fast. Like it's just not. It's like a good speed. 90's okay.
It isn't that thing.
I think for certain people, not for an old grandma, but I'm fucking alert. I'm watching.
You're a pro athlete.
Yeah,
You're a
I should be able to go
world champion.
90. I'm gonna see what I can do about that. Talk to the Sugar State Athletic Commission.
Why do they even make cars that go so fast where it's illegal to drive?
Because it's
anyway?
kind of like they have to do it. Why are they making computers? Unless you're doing what Jamie does, or you're doing video editing or something like that, or playing like insane computer games. Why do you need that much processing power? But every year the new one comes out. You want the new thing.
Yeah.
And when people look at 0 to 60 numbers, that's like a thing they all look at. What is it? Yay, the new BMW M5s. They do 0 to 60 in 3.2. How are you really going 0 to 60 that fast? Like, what, you
Yeah.
fucking psycho?
Didn't they have a new electric Lucid or some shit that's faster than the 1.9?
I don't believe so. I don't believe the Lucid is faster, but there is a supercar that is faster than that. It's an electric $2 million supercar that somebody makes that's fucking insane.
Jesus. The new
Yeah.
electric Ferraris look
The
so
fastest
sick.
thing that I've ever been in by far, though, is John Hennessy's Venom. John Hennessy, do you know who he is? He's this psychotic Texas tuner guy who takes, like, I have a Ram. I fucking love it. I have a Ram TRX. Even a stock Ram TRX is the best truck I've ever driven. They're fucking great. It's comfortable. It's got a very compliant suspension, and it's crazy off-road capable. I mean, those things you can Baja race in those motherfuckers.
Jesus.
And he takes that and he makes it 1,000 horsepower. It comes from the factory. It's 700, 7 something, and he cranks it up to 1,000. So it's a giant Ram truck that goes 0 to 60 in like 3.5 seconds. It's
What's the Venom?
nuts. The Venom is his supercar. It's all carbon fiber, and it's 2,000 horsepower or something.
That's what it's
Fucking
just called a
bonkers.
Venom?
Yeah,
What
dude.
the
It's
fuck?
what's the 0 to 60, Jamie?
that
Scroll
thing's
back up.
Sweet.
So it goes 250 miles an hour. It costs $2.5 million.
That's what his looked like that you went in?
Yeah, he brought it here.
Jesus.
You look at it and you just go, "Oh my god!"
Do they make any other cars, or they're just
Oh,
like?
he makes a bunch of shit, but this is a totally made in factory car.
Oh,
What he
okay,
does with
okay.
most stuff is tunes them. This thing is so insane.
I think
I mean,
beautiful.
and he took me for a ride in it. I was terrified.
Faster than the Plaids?
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, a lot faster.
Is it electric?
No,
Gas.
and it
Damn.
sounds like a demon.
That thing's fucking sexy.
It's so sexy. What you've seen in real
Jesus.
life, it's incredible. It's incredible. So it's just like, Jesus Christ. That's the fastest thing I've ever been in.
Yeah.
That thing's nuts. I mean, it's literally like a race car.
You think about treating yourself to one?
Yeah, that's dangerous.
I don't know. If I want to go fast, I'll take the Plaid. And if I want to have fun, I'll take a muscle car. I like muscle cars.
The rumble.
Something about the sound. I never was a sound guy either, but I do like the sound of it. Like,
Bro, I'll let you drive one of mine. One of the real ones. It's like got a fully independent suspension.
See this guy driving it on the Autobahn?
Yeah, the Tesla.
Fucking top secret.
No
it's so
way.
fast, he's going.
That's
he goes
miles
That's
per
all.
hour?
No, that's
Goes-
kilometers.
okay.
Yeah, but still.
I was like, Jesus.
But what's 260 kilometers?
I
or
think
whatever
he
the
got
hell
it
was
up to top speeds over 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, they're fast
Holy
as fuck.
fucking.
Man. It's just how
right.
fast it gets to 60 that's so bonkers.
Yeah. Yeah, I fucking love stepping on that. My little princess too. She when she's in the back and I step on a little bit, she goes, ah! She loves it. She's faster.
I taught my 15-year-old how to drive in that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
With it on ludicrous mode.
It's always on ludicrous
Yeah,
mode. I
mine
never
is
take it
too.
off. But I taught her how to drive in that. It's easy to control. That's the difference between that and like other high power cars. You can drive in that very slowly, easily.
Yeah.
It's not hard to do. It's like the perfect car to drive
Yeah.
around. Like for a commuter car, it's the best car ever.
I take it more than anything.
Yeah,
I love that car.
I'm always taking that. Or I take the Ram.
It's weird when you drive the Teslas too with the regenerative braking, then get in a different car. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Right.
it is weird.
Right. You used to just
Forget it.
driving with one pedal.
Yeah.
You know, letting it slow itself down.
Or if you're on cruise control in a different car and you forget that it doesn't slow down when you get behind someone,
Yeah.
you fucking almost hit them.
when you hit that
Yeah.
doop doop and it's like stays in the lanes
Oh,
and
that's
drives
so
around.
nice. I need to use it fucking more because apparently
So how many tickets have you gotten?
just like 2 within the last couple months. But this motherfucker got 3 within like, or no, that last one you didn't get a ticket because the cop knew you. But this motherfucker was just in the same position I was in. You got to go to court and everything too. I got to
What do you
go
drive, Tim?
Just the Model 3.
Tesla. Yeah.
It's fast as fuck too.
Fucking love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
That's a great car for the value.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hard to beat.
I was at a red light and I was in my GT3 RS, which sounds fucking insane. And this Model 3 just went shoo,
yeah.
took off ahead of me. I was like, I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah.
You motherfucker.
Right.
Silently.
Yeah.
In you know, this kind of an economy car.
Yeah. Yeah. For the price, those things are fucking
Incredible.
perfect. cars.
Incredible. Yeah. And if you have
Plug
a
it
charger at
in.
your house, it's the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just plug it in at your house. You never have to go to a gas station. You know those sketchy moments where you're coming home and it's 1 o'clock in the morning and you're on E, like, fuck, I want to get gas,
Yo.
but I don't want to fucking pull into some weird station and get carjacked.
Yep.
Right.
You know?
Fuck. Yeah, you see too many videos.
I mean, especially in a busy city, the hub thing, when you can just click that self-drive and it
Yeah.
sit back,
that's nice.
have a jack.
Yeah, you ever seen people falling asleep in those things in traffic? They're asleep in the car.
Yeah.
And the car's
That's
just,
fucking terrifying. I couldn't do that.
yeah.
But those motherfuckers probably worked for 10 hours.
Yeah. There's a lot of probably Silicon Valley people that are just on their last edge.
Last fucking ran out of Adderalls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we still haven't been to a Buc-ee's. We keep hearing about Buc-ee's.
Oh, I talked about it last
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
We went to HEB thinking it's Buc-ee's. And we're like,
No.
oh,
No, no,
HEB's
you-
going to be sweet.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna be a Buc-ee's. I knew the difference, but you keep hearing about HEB. I kept hearing on Kill Tony. They talk about it. I'm like, I gotta go. We go, and I'm like, what the fuck?
We thought it was
It's
like
just
a
a
Whole
grocery
Foods.
store.
We thought it was like a Whole Foods.
We thought it was gonna be like a nice organic Whole Foods or some shit.
No.
Yeah,
you
we
gotta
had-
go to Whole Foods. There's a
Right.
place called
Fuck.
Central Market that's actually better than Whole Foods.
Really?
Central Market's great. It's like an advanced
Local or-
Whole Foods. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
But it's also like an advanced Whole Foods. It's like Whole Foods, but even better. It's great.
that's
That
nice.
place is great out here. But HEB is just a good, nice supermarket. But
I think we went to a
Buc-ee's is
dirtier
an
one, though.
experience, man. You can buy tents at Buc-ee's.
Yeah, we need to hit
Fishing
a Buc-ee's.
equipment. Fucking Buc-ee's is nuts. It's so big. Like you're talking about like hundreds of pumps. You
Oh,
sit there, you're like,
shit.
what is going on? It's like a parking lot filled with pumps.
That's badass.
Yeah, it makes sense. Your bit when you said what.
It's just Texas.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You usually do Instacart or you go shopping? Where's your wife?
What do you mean?
Like when you get groceries and stuff?
What's Instacart?
Instacart's like a new app. You can just go to whatever store, click it in your thing, and they'll deliver it right to your door.
Nah, go shopping.
Yeah.
Just push a fucking cart around. Say hi to people.
Yeah.
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 It's not
Do you?
bad.
Is it constantly pictures, or do people
It's
kind of leave
okay.
it a little bit alone?
Mostly they leave me alone. People out here
Just
are
like
cool,
hi,
man.
like
They're friendly.
yeah.
It's not like it doesn't feel douchey. You know,
Mhm.
it's like they're just folks
Yeah.
shopping.
Fans too. Listen to the
Yeah.
pod.
Some
say
of them are
what's
cool.
up.
And most people are just nice. They come over, hey, I like your show.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's nice. No
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah, that is nice. That's how I feel like it is out kind of in Arizona where we're at out there.
But
It's
one
not
thing
too
does
bad.
happen to people, and it's going to happen to you too, is like as you get more and more famous, sometimes people get anxiety about social circumstances just because you don't want to get bothered.
Yeah,
You know
I've
what-
felt that before.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, God, just like I want to go take a pee. I'm at a restaurant, but I'm like I don't really want to walk past people and then go in the bathroom and someone's
Right.
in there and like, oh, I just wanna
Especially
sit
you,
here.
because you're so identifiable.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Which
I've
is
tried to
great.
go, and then I try to go like incognito, and I have like I have like a sugar hat with a sugar shirt and sugar shorts. I'm like, that didn't work. My hair's
you know
fucking
better.
pink.
All your cars are like flashy
I know.
colors.
I fucking
Yeah. What? Come on, man. You're a star.
yeah.
That's how you got to do it. Hey, how did you pick that song that you came out to? Because it was the perfect song.
I picked it. It's funny. I listened to that song for a long time. But I played it in Abu Dhabi. I knew it wouldn't be a banger in Abu Dhabi because it's just different cultural. The pay-per-view, I knew it wasn't gonna be too good. But for me, I was like, this is my moment. I'm gonna walk out to it. I actually walked out to it too when I fought Jose Quinones. So after I broke my foot, when I came back, I walked out to it in Vegas at T-Mobile. Then I went away from it for a little bit, but I knew that was gonna fucking just.
You got a song in mind for the rematch with Cheeto?
I don't. I do have a different song in mind, but I also might stick with Superstar.
It's a good one, man.
Yeah.
It's a good one. And there's a thing that happens with certain fighters where when they play a song, people get used to it.
Yeah.
You know,
Jose
like when
Aldo.
Uriah Faber used
Yeah.
to come out to oh yeah, Jose Aldo.
Chris
Yeah,
Weidman.
Town.
Chris Weidman. Chael even.
Yep.
Chael.
Yep. Yeah, there's a thing with fighters with a song. With Anderson Silva, ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
Oh, he walked out of that. He did.
Dum,
I didn't know
dum.
that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
When John Jones comes out, the champ is here.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum. The champ
That's
is
a
here.
good one.
Matt Hughes'
Yeah,
song.
Country Boy Can't Survive.
Right, that's
That
good.
was the greatest one. That was the greatest one. Because at the time, you know, when Matt was the fucking man, and he would come out to that song, woo!
Yeah, it was pimp.
Yeah.
It's such a great opening line, too. The preacher man says it's the end of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the walkouts being there and that being at a UFC fight, there's just something about those walkouts, dude.
Yeah.
That moment, everyone's just looking right at that tunnel waiting. But it's so weird because it's the most calm I ever am in my life is in that moment before we walk.
Really?
Even in the back, but I'm just calm. And you know what's really cool is the documentary crew is following me around this last fight. UFC's putting out a really, really cool documentary next year. And they were following me around, but they had all the access in the back. And but yeah, I just fucking feel so calm.
You think that's from the meditation?
I think it's definitely I've learned how to get into that state of mind, but I also know that that's just where I perform the best at. Like I'm very calm.
Do you ever feel yourself getting, like, hyped up or ramped up, and then you just go, slow down,
No.
calm. It's all calm.
Just calm. The whole fight week, I feel very calm. Fight day, I feel very calm. And then just warming up in the back, I feel very calm. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, I just, fuck, I don't know. It's weird. You go into, I have a conversation with myself to where I kind of, with my breath, I'm going to say, all right, I'm just going to let my higher self take over. All the work was put in. I'm going to just surrender to this moment and let the higher self take over.
Beautiful.
And I feel like I've kind of, I don't want to say mastered that because, you know, I feel like there's always work to do, but I feel like I've been able to do it pretty much every single UFC fight. I've been able to go in there and just flow. Whatever happens, happens. I completely accept that even if I go out there and lose, that my life is still good. You know, I still have my princess, still have my family, still got my friends. Life's okay. And I feel like I accept that 100%. But I also haven't had to deal with a loss, or a loss that's, you know, so we'll see if it ever happens, but.
That's why it's always impressive with people like Bisping after Hendo knocked him out to come back and become the champion.
Oh, yeah. And to do it with one eye.
That's insane.
The guy fought 10 fights, including winning the world title with one eye.
That was one of my favorite moments in the UFC, because I didn't watch the UFC too far back, but one of the coolest moments was when Bisping knocked out Rockhold.
It was incredible.
It was fucking insane.
It just shows you this sport, you can't take anything for granted.
Fucking left.
You can't take anybody for granted. You can't be overconfident.
Nope.
You can't sleep on people. Anything can happen.
Luke was the definition of overconfident going into that fight, I feel like. Just his fucking demeanor and his just like
everything. Yeah, I mean, and you know, justifiably so.
Yeah.
He just smoked Chris Weidman, looked like the fucking man.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like, Jesus Christ, this guy's a stone cold killer.
Smoked Bisping after a full fight camp. Now he's fighting him on 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That whole
Remember he hit him
story.
with that question mark kick? Ooh, and then guillotined him.
Oh, yeah. That was
Luke
bad.
Rockhold's a fucking savage,
Yeah.
man. He was a fucking savage.
And then Mike Perry all pieced him like that and their bare knuckle. That was crazy. I was excited for that. That was exciting.
Mike Perry's just uniquely qualified to fight
Bulldog.
in that shit.
He's built for that.
He's designed for it.
Any
right?
kind of fighting, that motherfucker's.
Yeah.
I mean, even his grappling was underrated. He could fucking grapple.
He's strong as shit, and he's so game. And like mindset is such an important quality, and his mindset is a Rottweiler.
Yeah.
He's just
Just a savage.
just let's go.
What I remember bare knuckle kind of got blew up a little bit for a second, but I haven't heard anything. Have they not had another big event yet?
They're gonna have look, Jorge Masvidal's doing bare knuckle MMA.
Yeah.
Which is, I like that a lot. It's interesting. Have you ever thought about doing that?
I would never.
Never.
I like fucking that little bit of padding I got for that, baby. I feel like I got pretty strong hands though, like pretty big hands, strong hands. But I'd rather not.
They'll break.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
I mean, I think what they're doing with the wrap too is odd. Like you wrap the hand up and the wrist up, but you leave the knuckles. Like one of the vulnerabilities of the hand is not just the fact that the hands are brittle, but the fact that when you punch something, like your hand is not really designed to. You have to really be good at hitting just
accurate
like
too.
that.
And the right way.
And if this happens, like I fucked my wrist up once when I was young when I didn't tape it right, and I hit someone with a body shot and I caught their elbow and twisted my wrist back. My wrist was fucked up for like a year after that. It's
You
just-
blew your bicep out throwing a body shot like that. Boom. I watched his.
Oh, it's separated?
I was filming. He was sparring. He had a fight coming up. I was filming his rounds. And he threw a body shot on this guy, and it fucking watched his bicep go up through his arm. It was
Sounds
so
like a T-shirt.
gross.
Did you get it reattached?
Yeah.
That's
Both
good.
of them.
Yeah, both.
Oh, both of them went out?
Both.
And
of
his
'em.
brothers. It's like a crazy
Wow.
gene.
That's weird. Yeah.
It is weird.
Yeah.
Matt Serra did that and never got it fixed. And so when he makes one bicep, it's like in the middle of it, it like pops up. It's like he's missing the front part of the bicep, like up to here.
That dude's a
And then-
character.
Oh, he's so funny.
That fucker is funny.
He's
the
so
man.
funny.
I like watching him on certain things. He's a fucking
He's great on
wild man.
podcasts.
Yeah.
We did this podcast with my friend John Rollo, Dean Thomas, and him. It was amazing. It's like he's so funny, man.
His stories and just his energy and his
Character.
Yeah, he's a funny
He's a
motherfucker.
classic New York funny Italian
Yep.
guy.
Yep.
You know,
Hell yeah.
and an amazing jiu-jitsu guy. God damn, was he good when he was young.
Really.
Matt Serra was a fucking man. I mean, he's a world championship caliber, like as elite as anybody.
Did he do gi too, or just no gi?
Gi and no gi. He
Gi
did
and no gi?
everything. Yeah, he's a fucking assassin, like a super high level black belt.
Well, he has good. I mean, that's where Aljo, those guys train out of, right?
Mhm.
Fucking under him.
Yeah, that whole Enzo Gracie lineage is one of the greatest lineages in jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about who came from there. The John Donaher, Gordon Ryan, all those guys. They all came
Damn.
out of that
Yeah.
one camp. Gary Tonin,
Mhm.
you know, even Craig Jones. Craig
Yeah.
Jones came over the. It's like so many elite guys came out of that one camp.
I wonder what Crone's gonna do. I wonder if he's like, fucking, I'm done. It's done.
That last fight was a bummer.
That was crazy. We were there live, and it was just, yeah. That Charles Jourdain, though, I mean, that was
He's good.
he had a good game plan, good fucking execution.
Yeah.
I wonder if that Kron's just so like stuck in his ways a little bit. Because we were going to visit Montana. I hit him up to maybe get some training in with him for Sugar and
Mhm.
I. Didn't hit us back. They say he just stays in the mountains, just trains
Mm,
when he feels like it,
mm.
and it looked like that.
Gotta be
Yeah.
crazy. Those guys are your family, though. It's like how much pressure's on you to be great.
Well, it's also in this world of today, just jiu-jitsu is not enough. It might be enough, like if you catch Alex Caceres like he did, you know, and you
Yeah.
get his back. And I mean, if Crone gets on you,
Yeah, you're fucked.
you're fucked. I mean,
Yeah.
it's jiu-jitsu at the highest
But he's got to get on
level.
top
Yeah.
because
Or-
he
yeah,
was
to the
he was
back.
on his bottom
Yeah.
against Charles, and Charles did a good job keeping his hips hip
Well,
squared. And
Charles is a real black belt as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Is like Charles is very high level on the ground, and he's so skillful.
he just
standing
subbed
up.
Ricardo Lamos, didn't he?
Mhm.
I didn't see that. I heard that though. That's fucking impressive.
Yeah, he's legit. He's super. Charles Jourdain's super legit, super technical, very well rounded.
That's
can do
exciting
everything.
for 45
Yeah.
division.
In this
Yeah.
day and age, too, just like it's gonna be hard to just be dangerous off your back and the
Mhm.
guard.
Mhm.
Everyone's just so fucking good at jiu-jitsu now. There's so many world champions you can find and feel them. So to have a good guard, I mean,
The scariest guy off his back today in the UFC is Paul Craig.
Yeah.
Paul Craig catches people with triangles with like 1 second to go. Magomedov,
Yeah.
he caught him like 1 second to go in the
Oh,
fight. He was
yeah.
losing.
Charles
triangle.
Oliveira too gets that overhook and
yeah.
starts fucking butchering.
Oh,
you.
Oliveira's nasty.
I'm
everywhere.
excited for that.
That's very interesting, right?
October, Abu Dhabi, Charles Islam 2, Paulo versus Hamzat.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be
Yeah,
sick.
that
I wish it
is-
wasn't. I mean, if it was here, I'd go. But fucking Abu Dhabi has a flight.
That's a long ass flight.
But I would love to see Charles fucking win. That would make for a huge trilogy.
It would be.
Maybe call Habib out. No, there's no shot.
That's not.
Habib's-
That's not gonna
Habib,
happen.
yeah.
But it's also it's like you kind of see vulnerability in Islam after that fight with Volkanovski. First of all, you see how good Volkanovski really is.
Pound for pound. number
Fucking
one.
animal.
Yeah.
He's number one pound
100%.
for pound. You have to say like they have him not listed as pound for pound because he lost that fight. I think you can make a real argument that he won that fight.
On top, in the end
Yeah.
of the fifth, pounding on him. It's hard not. I mean,
I think he won the fight. In my mind, he won the fight. I think he did more damage. I think he
Yeah.
imposed his skill set. It's also insanely impressive that he goes up from 45 to fight a massive 55. The guy's as big at 55 as anybody is. And, you know, at the end of the fight, he's on top, beating him up. He drops him, gets on
Yeah.
top of him. I mean, and had massive moments throughout the fight. But it sort of at least gives an air of vulnerability to Islam, where before that,
Yeah.
most people were like, this guy's unstoppable.
Oh fuck yeah.
Charles gotta seen some confidence from that, or get some.
But then again, Islam just smushed him when he got on top of him.
I mean, he didn't even just. Most people walk into Charles's full guard. He forced the half guard right away.
Mhm.
Pinched his knees, forced the half guard. Like what a good ass idea.
But
by
he
them.
also rocked him, dropped him, boom. Maybe
Yep,
Charles wasn't.
that too.
You know.
Yeah, that too.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors. But looking at Charles versus Benil Dariush, he's like, he's back.
That was sick.
He's such an interesting case, right? Because at one point in time, like the Cub Swanson fight, and a couple of his other fights, people are like, well, Charles just doesn't have it. Like whatever it
Breaks.
is, he just falls apart. And then he has a kid. He has a daughter.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, man.
I could see that.
And then
Well, he
all of
went
a
up to
sudden-
55 too, right?
That too.
That's got to be.
Yeah, that too. The 45 was real bad on him. It was real bad on him. It was just rough. But he did 55 before. I think he did 55 in the initial fights in the UFC.
Then
But against Efrain Escudero, I think that was 55.
Mhm.
But he was just too dehydrated and fucked up to fight at 45, and for whatever reason, just didn't have it together mentally.
yeah.
And then boom, all of a sudden, he's the fucking man.
Yeah, it's almost just so cool seeing those guys with a lot of losses become the fucking man.
Like
Yeah.
Jorge when he did.
Yeah.
That was fucking sweet. He fucking came on the scene with those knockouts.
It is kind of crazy when you see a guy who's like gone, like to a point where you're kind of starting to write him off. And then all of a sudden becomes like there was a moment where people like Oliveira might be the best pound for pound fighter on earth.
Yeah. After Gaethje.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I mean, that was incredible to do
Was.
that to Gaethje.
Yeah. Gaethje versus Islam's very interesting too, though.
Yeah, it is.
That's a
yeah.
fucking
Gaethje's a monster
coming
on
off
the
that
feet,
KO
man.
or win. That was fucking wild.
He's a monster on the feet, and he's a serious wrestler.
yeah.
You know, there's a lot going on with that.
When he beat Fazeev, I was like, holy shit.
Yes.
And he beat him at Fazeev's game.
Yep.
That was
Yep.
impressive as fuck.
I wouldn't be surprised if Gaethje fucked up Islam or knocked him out. I wouldn't be that surprised. I'd be like,
You know what? Islam's got very underrated striking. That motherfucker is skilled on the feet. He is very technical. Throws
He's
very
skilled
good.
everywhere.
Yeah, he's underrated on the feet for
Oh
sure.
my God, his top pressure is next level.
Yeah,
His top pressure is just smushes people.
yeah.
everyone says he's just freakishly strong.
Well, he's so big. I mean, what does he weigh before he cuts to 55? He's got to be in the 190s.
God
Yeah.
damn, you think?
Yeah.
I've never seen him in person.
He's big, dude.
Big
He's got a
fucker.
big back. He's thick.
Colby called him out, right?
Yeah.
That's a sick fight.
Colby
Fuck yeah.
versus Leon will be sweet too, but Colby
Colby
versus
can
Islam
make
will be fun.
55.
He could for sure.
Yeah, he's not a big 70 at all.
Damn, that would be that would be crazy if he wins the belt at 170 and he's the first guy to go. Well, I guess Henry tried to go to TJ,
Yeah.
but go down to 55 and fight. Because
Yeah,
Islam probably is bigger than Colby, or
probably.
around the same size.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
It would be
Has
crazy.
he ever fought at 55 in the UFC?
No. No, he hasn't.
So that would be interesting to see how
Yeah.
a cut goes.
But, you know, you got to get past Leon. That's no fucking picnic. That guy's so good. And after he beat Usman the second fight, you realize his
That
takedown
confidence
defense is
went up.
impressing, is more impressive, and his striking is as good as anybody in the
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah.
That fucking
slick.
head kick was so nasty.
Pound for pound headshot, dead. That was so cold. I was like,
So cold.
Southpaw and southpaw too, and Colby seems to do good against southpaws. He takes him down fucking pretty easy.
yeah, punch, takedown, punch.
Yeah, the thing about Leon is you can't zig when you should have zagged.
Yeah.
You know, he'll find your chin.
Yeah, he's accurate. He's a
And
good striker.
He's got that championship level confidence now.
Mhm.
Wins the title by the most spectacular headshot, like one of the most spectacular head kicks in the sport. To win a title in a fight you're losing against Kamaru Usman, who is the nightmare, right? And he's winning, and you just crack
In the 5th round,
walk off.
in Utah, elevation,
Yep.
5th round. That was
Walk off KO.
so crazy. And
So
John
crazy.
Anik fucking.
And that he called it. John Anik was the greatest call in
Yeah.
sports history.
Yeah, that was wild.
That is not the cloth from which he is cut. Whack! Boom. Like, what?
Yeah, and then Kamaru. You know what? One thing I think Kamaru fucked up was talking about how bad his knees are. I remember he said that on the pod because
Yeah.
I never knew, but then he brought it up when he was doing the pod with you, saying he has to walk backwards downstairs. He has to walk in the grass sometimes. Just talking about. I think if you're a fighter and you got some real injuries, keep that shit under wrap because if you're fighting someone and I know they're fucked up somewhere or something, it gives you a little edge, maybe not, but I feel like he fucked
But
up.
definitely gives you a target.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely know something's going on. If
No.
you see him wince when something moves, like, oh, this
Yeah.
guy's knees are fucked. Yeah, and you definitely can kick the back of his legs and try to jar all that shit. It's already inflamed and sore.
Yeah, but who knows? The motherfucker ran the shit for a while.
He ran the
Did you
shit
see?
for a while.
Did you see Tyron Woodley say he'll come back only if he can fuck up Izzy?
Come on.
I like Tyron Woodley, but I mean,
That's
Izzy's just a fucking sniper.
Don't you think that is probably like when guys are it's kind of over and they're trying to find something to get them a little bit. Yeah.
And then maybe they weren't allowed like some extra TRT, some sauce, and then they get on it, and then they're like,
After
"I'm
out of their
fucking
UFC.
back, baby."
Yeah, probably. Honestly,
Yeah, who knows? I mean, he was always naturally genetically gifted. I mean, as a natural athlete, he looked fucking insane.
yeah,
You know, remember when
Freak.
he knocked out Robbie Lawler? My God,
that was crazy. Yeah,
Tyrant is
explosive.
crazy. The Jay Heron fight might have been one of his most impressives. That was like one of his first big KOs in the UFC. You ever see that fight?
Uh-uh.
Pull up Tyron Woodley, Jay Heron. He hit him with like this just leaping forward like blitz punch and cracked him and then put him away. Yeah, he was a monster, man. Tyron Woodley has some serious power.
It's crazy how you could just see someone dominate, and then it's next guy. Now it's Kamaru dominating. Now it's Leon champ.
Am I thinking of Josh Koscheck?
Oh,
That's
maybe
what I'm
that.
thinking
Yeah.
of. You know,
Then he hit him while he was going down.
maybe he knocked out Jay Heron too. He did. Yeah, let's see the Jay Heron fight first. Yeah, Tyron was a monster.
Fuck yeah.
It's just even more impressive what Izzy was doing for as long as he was doing it.
Mhm.
And Alexander Volkanovski's fight, defend, fight, defend, fight, defend,
Yeah.
fight, defend. Oh, I haven't seen this.
So look how jacked he is, and this is like completely.
Oh, shit.
boom! I mean, look at the
It's like a
speed.
sprint.
Boom, 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 boom. And this is Tyron at his most vicious
Oh,
Yeah, his most
fuck.
vicious in the beginning
Dude,
of his
let's go.
career.
Fucking NFL running back.
Yeah, no, he was phenomenal. He was phenomenal in his prime.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Listen, boys, we just did like 4 hours.
No way.
Yeah, it's close to it. It's 5 o'clock already.
Jesus.
Crazy.
Hell yeah.
That went
Fun
fast.
times. I know.
That was
I
crazy.
know.
That's that smelling salts.
Listen, man, congratulations on everything. It's been amazing, and to have you guys on 5 years ago when you're kind of just
know.
plotting this
Yeah,
out,
fuck yeah.
to coming back on as the champ with one of the most amazing championship-winning performances in the history of the sport. It's fucking awesome, man. I'm so happy
Dude.
for you.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. Thanks for doing what you do, because I fucking enjoy the podcast as just as a fan. It's fucking amazing. So, yeah, thank you for having us back on.
My pleasure.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
ton,
guys.
bro.
Thank
Fuck
you.
yeah.
All right, bye, everybody.
The Joe Rogan Experience.